English podcast.
From LangWidge Web.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Everyday English Conversations, the podcast where we help you improve your English through natural and practical dialogue. I'm Tom.
And I'm Maria. Thanks for joining us on LangWidge Web. Whether you're learning English for work, travel, or just for fun, we're here to help you get better one conversation at a time.
In today's episode, we're talking about a very common topic, daily routines.
That's right. We'll share how we spend our typical day, introduce useful vocabulary and phrases, and help you sound more natural when talking about your everyday life.
By the end of this episode, you'll know how to confidently talk about your daily routine in English.
So grab a cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's jump into today's conversation.
Before we get into our daily routines, here's a little fun fact. Did you know that the average person spends about 26 years of their life sleeping? And get this, 7 more years just trying to fall asleep.
Wow, that's amazing. No wonder my bed feels like my best friend some days. Speaking of routines, Tom, do you remember that time you tried to start your day at 5 a.m. every morning?
Oh yeah, I thought I was going to be one of those early riser productivity gurus. It lasted for about 3 days. Then I went back to my usual 7 a.m. start.
Hey, you tried. Routines are so personal, and they can change a lot depending on your lifestyle.
Exactly. And now here's a question for you, our listeners. What time do you usually wake up in the morning?
Think about it, and maybe even say your answer out loud in English. That's a great way to practice.
All right, let's dive into our main conversation. What's your daily routine like? So, Maria, what's your daily routine like?
Well, on a typical weekday, I wake up around 6:30 a.m. The first thing I do is make a cup of coffee. I can't start my day without it.
Same here. Coffee is life. Do you eat breakfast right away?
Not really. I usually check my phone and then do a bit of stretching or yoga. Breakfast comes later, around 8 a.m. I like something light, maybe toast and fruit.
Sounds relaxing. I'm a little different. I wake up at 7, take a quick shower, and then I eat breakfast right away. Usually eggs and toast. I like to keep it simple.
Do you go to work right after that?
Yeah, I leave the house at 8:30 and I start work at 9. What about you?
I work from home, so I start work at 9:30, usually after doing the dishes and tidying up a bit. I like having a clean space to work in. Let's take a moment to look at some of the useful phrases we just used in our conversation. These are super common in daily English.
1. Wake up around.
This just means the time you usually open your eyes in the morning, when you stop sleeping. For example, I wake up around 7 a.m.
Be careful not to confuse wake up with get up. Wake up, you're awake. Get up, you're out of bed.
Pronunciation tip. Say it smoothly. Wake up around. Notice how native speakers often link the words together.
2. Make a cup of coffee.
This is a super common expression. You can also say, have a cup of coffee, or grab some coffee.
Common mistake. Don't say do a coffee or cook a coffee. We make or have coffee.
3. Check my phone. This just means looking at your phone, maybe for messages, the news, or social media. You can also say, look at my phone, or scroll through my phone. Pronunciation tip. Native speakers often drop the k sound slightly. It can sound like, check my phone.
4. Take a shower.
This is the common way to say you wash your body. You don't say, do a shower. We say, take a shower, or have a shower.
Exactly. And we usually say, I take a quick shower, or a long hot shower.
5. Leave the house at. This means the time you go out, usually to work or school. Example, I leave the house at 8:30. Pronunciation tip. Say it smoothly. Leave the house. The often becomes the in fast speech.
So remember, these are phrases you can use every day. Try repeating them after us. Wake up around 7. Make a cup of coffee. Check my phone. Take a shower. Leave the house at 8:30.
Great job! Repeating them out loud really helps your speaking and memory.
All right, so we've talked about mornings. What about your afternoon routine, Maria?
Well, around 12:30, I usually take a short break and have lunch. Nothing fancy, maybe some rice, veggies, or a sandwich. Then I get back to work around 1.
Same here. I usually just grab a quick bite, especially if I'm busy. Sometimes it's just coffee and a snack. Not the healthiest, but it keeps me going.
Yeah, I get that. Then in the late afternoon, around 4 or 5, I like to take a walk or stretch my legs a bit. Sitting all day is tough.
Absolutely. I try to do that too. After work, I usually head home around 6, and by the time I get back, I'm starving.
I know the feeling. I usually make dinner around 7. Sometimes I cook something fresh, but other times, let's be honest, it's leftovers or takeout.
Totally normal. After dinner, I like to wind down. Maybe watch a show or read a book. What about you?
Same here. I usually read or just scroll on my phone for a while, then try to go to bed by 10:30.
Now, here's something interesting. In some countries, like the US or the UK, small talk about your daily routine is pretty normal, right?
Yeah, people might ask, "How's your day going?" or "Busy day today?" even if they don't know you very well. It's a polite way to start a conversation.
But in other cultures, like in some parts of Asia, people might not ask such personal questions unless they're close friends.
Exactly. So it's good to know the cultural context when making small talk. But in English, asking about someone's routine is often just a friendly way to connect.
Great point. It can even help break the ice in new situations, like starting a new job or meeting classmates.
Okay, listeners, now it's your turn to practice. We'll say some key phrases slowly and then pause so you can repeat after us.
Repeat after us. Wake up around 7 a.m. Your turn.
Make a cup of coffee.
Now you try. Take a shower. Go ahead.
Leave the house at 8:30.
Say it out loud. Grab a quick bite. Your turn. You can say them to yourself in the mirror, write them in a journal, or even say them to a friend or tutor.
Learning tip. And here's a quick tip. Connect English to your real life. Don't just study it, live it.
Exactly. Try talking to yourself in English as you go through your day, like, "Now I'm making coffee," or "Time to take a shower." It makes your learning more natural.
And it helps your brain get used to thinking in English, even during your daily routine.
Let's do a quick recap of what we learned today.
We talked about daily routines and introduced some common phrases like wake up around 7, make a cup of coffee, check my phone, take a shower, grab a quick bite, wind down after work, and go to bed by 10:30.
We also shared tips on pronunciation, cultural differences in small talk, and how to practice speaking in real life.
And don't forget your challenge. Try to use at least 3 of today's phrases in your day, out loud or in writing.
Now, a quick sneak peek at our next episode. Talking about hobbies. What do you like to do in your free time?
We'll explore fun ways to talk about your interests in English.
Thanks so much for listening to Everyday English Conversations here on LangWidge Web.
If you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with a friend who's learning English too.
And we'd love to hear from you. What's your daily routine like? Let us know in the comments.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep speaking.
Bye for now.
English Podcast.
From LangWidge Web.